So now that we've completed the lab, okay, we have a couple of reactions that probably didn't go as predicted. Okay, for example, pair number 1 should have had a really strong odor. Yes, yeah, like almost unpleasant. Okay. Now, what we probably predicted yesterday was that this was a double replacement reaction. So we probably said the product should be NaCl and NH4 OH, except that neither one of those is a gas, is it? No. So the way we predicted this isn't the way the reaction went. And that's okay, because we don't expect all of our predictions to be right. So what we have to do now is look at what really happened. Okay? First off, the gas that was produced is ammonia, NH3. Okay? It's the stuff that's in Windex. You probably noticed the smell was kind of like Windex, except like 100 times stronger. Okay? Now, we have that, but that means that's not the only thing, right? There was still other stuff in there. We haven't accounted for all of this other stuff. What we have accounted for is this nitrogen here and 3 of these hydrogens. Okay, you guys follow me there? All right, so essentially then, what we've left ourselves with, once we take that off, is that sodium hydroxide really reacted with this. We took off the gas that was produced, and now really we have this reaction. Can we predict the products of this reaction? What kind of reaction is it? Double replacement. What's hydrogen acting as in this compound? A metal. All right, so if I swap the metals, okay, then I should end up with HOH and what else? And NaCl. Okay, that one didn't go as predicted. Now, I'm giving you that one. All right, you still have to write it out in words and balance it in analysis question number 1. Okay. Pair number 2 also didn't go as predicted. Okay, because we said yesterday this was a double replacement reaction, so we would have predicted that Na would end up with acetate, okay, and that we would have H2CO3 is the other one. Except, what happened when you mix those two things together? No, that wasn't the one that turned yellow. This one bubbles and fizz. Okay, guys, this is vinegar and baking soda. Except this vinegar is not vinegar. It's like 100 times more concentrated than vinegar. Okay, it's practically glacial acetic acid because I like my reactions to be big. Okay, so this isn't what happened. We know a gas was formed here. What gas in particular gets formed when you mix these two things? CO2. Yeah. Whoop. All right, so I've got CO2 as one of the products. Okay, now that CO2 comes from here. Okay, it came from there. So what we have left is this. Right? We took out 2 of those 3 oxygens and the carbon, and they're here. That leaves us with a sodium, an oxygen, and a hydrogen. Everybody follow? Okay, remember that this ionic compound here is written strangely. Okay, the acetate is the negative one, the hydrogen is acting as a metal and is positive. It's just written backwards. All right, I think you guys can predict what the other 2 products would be. Similar vein to number 1. Okay, we now have a new double replacement reaction that we can figure out. Okay, the other ones should have gone exactly as predicted. Okay, this is a double replacement. Okay, this one's a double replacement. This one was a single replacement. They should have happened just like we would have thought. All right, so you guys can figure out the products for those. Okay, questions on the reactions part? Everybody good with that? Okay. Remember that there are parts of this lab report that go on after the observations. Okay? It didn't happen so much in this class, but it happened to a few people in here, and it happened to a number of people in my other 2 classes who did not pay close enough attention to the instructions, and as a result did not complete the conclusion or evaluation section of the lab report in the first lab. Well, the conclusion's worth 4 marks, the evaluation's worth 3 marks, and if you don't have a complete lab report, don't expect to get more than 2 out of 5 for the overall because it's not done. Okay, so it costs you big marks if you forget to do sections Mr. Coderre clearly talked about and told you to do. Okay, question? You can keep your original predictions. I mean, I'll look at them, but I'm not really concerned about them. I'm more concerned about what's in analysis question number 1, which needs to be the correct ones. Now, don't be in a rush to get those done. We're going to work on prediction tomorrow in class, how to predict the products of a reaction. So that'll make a little more sense after we go over that tomorrow. Okay? Everybody all right with that? I gave you a couple of them here. So, okay.